The year is 1941. London is shrouded in an oppressive darkness, a consequence of the wartime blackout. Every chink of light is meticulously extinguished, every window covered, in a desperate attempt to evade the relentless eyes of German bombers. The air crackles with tension, thick with the ever-present fear of another air raid. Sirens wail their mournful song at unpredictable intervals, sending citizens scurrying to Anderson shelters or underground stations, seeking refuge from the aerial onslaught. The Blitz has transformed the vibrant metropolis into a city of shadows, where silence is punctuated only by the distant drone of engines and the terrifying whistle of falling bombs. Sleep is a luxury few can afford, replaced by a restless vigilance and the gnawing anxiety of the unknown. In the heart of this besieged city lives Elliot Price, a seemingly ordinary man with an extraordinary secret. By day, he blends seamlessly into the throngs of Londoners, going about his mundane office job. But as darkness descends and the city falls silent, Price transforms into a clandestine radio operator, defying the strict wartime regulations that prohibit amateur transmissions. Hidden away in a cramped attic room, shielded from prying eyes, lies his pride and joy, a meticulously assembled radio setup. Wires snake across the floor, connecting a vintage receiver to a homemade antenna that stretches precariously across the rooftops. Price's fascination with radio frequencies borders on obsession. He spends countless hours hunched over his equipment, meticulously scanning the airwaves, listening to the symphony of static, Morse code, and faint voices that crisscross the globe. The war has only intensified his passion, driving him to explore the hidden corners of the radio spectrum, searching for anything that might offer a glimmer of hope or insight. He knows his activities are illegal, punishable by hefty fines or even imprisonment. Yet, he cannot shake the feeling that he can contribute to the war effort in his own unique way, even if it means bending the rules. The legal implications of Price's actions are significant. In wartime Britain, every precaution is taken to prevent the enemy from exploiting radio transmissions. Amateur operators are seen as a potential security risk, their signals easily intercepted and used for nefarious purposes. Price understands the risks, but he believes the potential rewards outweigh the dangers. He is driven by a deep-seated need to serve his country, to do something, anything, to combat the darkness that has engulfed Europe. He sees his radio as a tool, a weapon in the fight against tyranny, even if it is a forbidden one. One night, while meticulously scanning the frequencies, Price stumbles upon something unusual. Amidst the cacophony of static and wartime interference, a strange, coded noise pierces through. It is unlike anything he has ever heard before, a series of irregular bursts and pulses that seem to follow no discernible pattern. Initially, he dismisses it as random noise, perhaps a malfunctioning piece of equipment or some unusual atmospheric phenomenon. But something about the signal intrigues him, a subtle complexity that hints at something more. Price dedicates himself to deciphering the mysterious signal. He spends hours meticulously recording and analyzing the sound, using a variety of techniques to try and make sense of it. He experiments with different filters and amplifiers, attempting to isolate the signal from the surrounding noise. He studies frequency patterns, searching for any recurring sequences or anomalies. He even tries mapping the signal strength, hoping to pinpoint its origin. But all his efforts prove fruitless. The signal remains stubbornly enigmatic, defying his attempts at interpretation. Frustration mounts as he spends night after night poring over his equipment, feeling as though he is chasing a ghost. Then, in a moment of sudden clarity, a realization dawns upon him. The pattern, he thinks, it's more than just random noise. It resembles geographical coordinates. His heart begins to race as he considers the implications. Could this strange signal be a coded message, revealing the location of something significant? The urgency of the moment is overwhelming. He knows he must act quickly, that this discovery could be vital to the war effort. If you're intrigued by this clandestine discovery and want to find out how Elliot Price's actions could drastically impact the war effort, be sure to subscribe to our channel for the next installment of this incredible story. Driven by this sudden realization, Price throws himself into the task of decoding the signal with renewed vigor. He meticulously translates each burst and pulse into a corresponding numerical value, employing a complex system of his own devising. Late into the night, fueled by coffee and nervous energy, he works tirelessly, his attic room illuminated only by the dim glow of his radio equipment. The process is painstakingly slow and fraught with challenges. The signal is faint and often obscured by interference, making accurate transcription difficult. He constantly second-guesses himself, questioning his interpretations and double-checking his calculations. He uses a combination of specialized tools. A slide rule, a navigational chart and a rudimentary computer he had assembled himself, scavenged from discarded parts. Each tool is meticulously employed to translate the alien-sounding static into a tangible piece of information. As the first set of coordinates begins to take shape, Price feels a surge of excitement mixed with apprehension. He knows that if his hunch is correct, this information could be of immense strategic value. But he also understands the risks involved. If he is wrong, he could be wasting valuable time and resources, or even worse, inadvertently revealing his illegal activities to the authorities. With a shaky hand, Price transfers the decoded coordinates onto a large-scale map of the French coast. He carefully plots each point, his heart pounding in his chest as a pattern begins to emerge. At first, the points seem scattered and random, offering no discernible clue. But as he plots more and more coordinates, a distinct alignment becomes visible. The points cluster along the coastline, forming a series of closely spaced groupings. The revelation hits him like a physical blow. The coordinates reveal the locations of approximately 30 hidden bunkers, cleverly concealed along the French coastline. These bunkers, he realizes, are likely part of the Atlantic Wall, the formidable defensive network that the Germans are constructing to repel any Allied invasion. The strategic importance of this discovery is immense. Knowing the precise location of these bunkers could allow the Allies to plan targeted strikes, disrupting German coastal defenses and potentially saving countless lives. Price now confronts a profound moral dilemma. He knows that he has stumbled upon a piece of vital intelligence, information that could significantly impact the course of the war. But he also knows that revealing his discovery would mean exposing his illegal radio operation and facing the consequences. Should he risk potential punishment to share this information with the authorities? Or should he remain silent, protecting himself but potentially allowing vital information to go unused? Torn by conflicting emotions, Price seeks counsel from a trusted friend, Mr. Abernathy, an elderly mentor who shares his passion for radio technology. He cautiously explains his discovery, carefully omitting the details of his illegal activities. Abernathy, a retired electrical engineer, listens intently, his brow furrowed in concentration. Initially, he is skeptical, questioning the validity of Price's claims. He points out the inherent unreliability of amateur radio transmissions and the difficulty of accurately decoding signals in wartime conditions. However, as Price presents his evidence, detailed logs, signal analysis, and the meticulously plotted map, Abernathy's skepticism begins to waver. He recognizes the ingenuity and dedication that Price has poured into this project, and he is impressed by the emerging pattern on the map. After hours of deliberation, Abernathy concedes that Price may indeed be onto something significant. He urges him to consider the potential consequences of his actions but ultimately leaves the decision to him. Driven by an overwhelming sense of duty, Price decides to approach the authorities. He knows that he is taking a huge risk, but he cannot ignore the potential impact of his discovery. He steels himself for the inevitable interrogation and potential punishment, but he is determined to do whatever he can to contribute to the war effort. With trepidation, he contacts military intelligence, requesting an urgent meeting. The initial reception from military intelligence is far from encouraging. The officers are dismissive and doubtful, suspicious of his motives and skeptical of his claims. They are particularly concerned about the illegality of his radio operation, viewing him as a potential security threat. They find it difficult to believe that an amateur radio operator could have stumbled upon such vital intelligence. His claims are summarily dismissed, and he is threatened with arrest if he continues to waste their time. Undeterred by their initial skepticism, Price persists, presenting a meticulously compiled dossier of evidence. He offers detailed logs of his radio transmissions, showcasing the dates, times, and frequencies on which he intercepted the coded signal. He provides a comprehensive analysis of the signal itself, highlighting its unique characteristics and demonstrating how he painstakingly decoded it. Most compellingly, he unveils his map of the French coastline, clearly depicting the clustered locations of the suspected bunkers. Initially, the intelligence officers remain unconvinced, dismissing his evidence as circumstantial and speculative. However, one officer, a seasoned intelligence analyst named Major Davis, is intrigued by Price's unwavering conviction in the apparent coherence of his findings. Davis, a man known for his sharp intellect and open-mindedness, decides to delve deeper into the matter, recognizing that even the most improbable claims deserve scrutiny. Davis subjects Price to a rigorous interrogation, probing every aspect of his story, searching for inconsistencies or weaknesses. He questions Price about his background, his motivations, and his methods, scrutinizing every detail with meticulous precision. Despite the intense pressure, Price remains calm and composed, answering each question with honesty and clarity. His sincerity and his command of technical details gradually begin to erode Davis' skepticism. Intrigued, Major Davis decides to take a leap of faith. He proposes a covert reconnaissance mission to verify Price's claims. A team of experienced operatives is dispatched to the French coast, tasked with discreetly investigating the coordinates provided by Price. The mission is fraught with danger, requiring the team to infiltrate enemy territory and evade detection by German forces. Days turn into weeks as Price and Davis anxiously await the results of the mission. The tension in the intelligence office is palpable, thick with uncertainty and anticipation. Davis, despite his initial skepticism, finds himself increasingly drawn to Price's unwavering belief in his discovery. He begins to admire Price's courage and his willingness to risk everything for the sake of his country. Finally, the long-awaited report arrives. The reconnaissance team confirms the existence of the bunkers at the precise coordinates provided by Price. The bunkers are heavily fortified and strategically positioned, posing a significant threat to any potential Allied invasion. The confirmation sends shockwaves through the intelligence agency. Price's seemingly outlandish claims have been validated, proving that even the most unlikely sources can provide valuable intelligence. The implications of this discovery are enormous. The intelligence agency immediately sets about utilizing the information to plan a targeted raid on the bunkers. A specialized team of commandos is assembled, tasked with infiltrating the coastal defenses and neutralizing the German forces stationed there. The raid is meticulously planned, taking into account the precise layout of the bunkers and the strength of the enemy defenses. The raid is a resounding success. The commandos, armed with the intelligence provided by Price, are able to overwhelm the German forces and destroy the bunkers with minimal casualties. The operation significantly disrupts German coastal defenses, weakening their ability to repel an Allied invasion. The success of the raid is a testament to Price's ingenuity and the courage of the reconnaissance and commando teams. Price never receives direct recognition for his contribution. His illegal radio operation remains a closely guarded secret, known only to a select few within the intelligence agency. However, he receives indirect recognition in the form of a discreet commendation, acknowledging his valuable assistance to the war effort. More importantly, he gains the satisfaction of knowing that his actions, though initially illegal, ultimately played a crucial role in the fight against tyranny. Price's story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of individual initiative and the potential for even the most ordinary individuals to make a significant difference. In the face of adversity and strict regulations, ingenuity and a willingness to take risks can lead to unexpected breakthroughs. It highlights the crucial role that unsung heroes play in shaping the course of history. In conclusion, Elliot Price's defiance, driven by his passion and a coded message, became a beacon of hope in the darkest hours of World War II. His story reminds us that extraordinary contributions often come from unexpected places. If you enjoyed this story of wartime espionage and